Raindrops danced on navy blue, the kind of rain that filters truth. His umbrella tilted just my way, a silent sign on my replay. My left side dry, my heart unsure, 2 inches close, no line secure. The city blurred in puddle streaks, but all he saw was someone's cheeks. She walked ahead in quiet boots, with hair that curled like twisted flutes. He watched her steps, not where we went, like I was breeze, not accident. I matched my pace with practiced ease, while drowning slow in inner freeze. The storm was loud, but I was still a shadow stitched by silent wind. We shared the rain, but not the gaze. He looked ahead through softened haze. My world was tilted by his hand, but he was lost in someone's strand. No lightning crack, no thunder claim, just every step spelled out her name. Umbrella wide, yet I'm unseen, a ghost in storm wash 17. He laughed one soft nod at my joke, just something she said up the slope. I smiled too, as if I knew the punchline meant for more than 2. My fingers twitched to touch the air, but stopped mid-reach, he wasn't there. He walked so near yet far away, a borrowed closeness on display. My back kept bumping into his, but never once did we meet fizz. He nodded when she turned her head, my silence stitched the things unsaid. Her coat was red, her steps in tune, like she belonged with April's monsoon. I bit my lip and matched the beat to footsteps I could never meet. We shared the rain, but not the gaze. He looked ahead through softened haze. My world was tilted by his hand, but he was lost in someone's strand. No lightning crack, no thunder claim, just every step spelled out her name. Umbrella wide, yet I'm unseen, a ghost in storm wash 17. One drop clung to his jacket seam, it caught the light like shattered dream. If I had spoken, said his name, would anything have changed the frame? But all I did was walk in line, pretending this alignment's mine, while he kept chasing skies ahead. I stayed behind in words unsaid. We shared the rain, but not the gaze. He looked ahead through softened haze. My world was tilted by his hand, but he was lost in someone's strand. No lightning crack, no thunder claim, just every step spelled out her name. Umbrella wide, yet I'm unseen, a ghost in storm wash 17. The sidewalk ends, the clouds pull back, but I still carry what I lack. A story told in quiet pace, of sharing rain, but not a face. I typed it twice, then backspaced more. Just a quick note, not metaphor. The group chat pinged, the sky turned red, but all I saw was what I said. Need to give your notebook back, a plain excuse, a neutral track. Sent that forward with quiet grace, then watch the ticks lock in their place. One check, then to the screen went still. I waited out that sinking thrill. The red receipt, a ghostly sign, a tiny stamp across the line. He didn't type, he didn't blink, just vanished into data sync. While cherry blossoms touched my screen, I froze inside that in-between. You saw my words, you saw them land. I left no trace, no wave, no hand. I wasn't hoping for a speech, just something simple, soft in reach. But silence rang and seasons passed, while petals fell a little fast. I pressed my phone like it might speak, but spring was gone in just 1 week. They said maybe his phone got dropped, or maybe plans just overlapped, but every maybe wore too thin when time kept ticking from within. A message not important, sure, but still I checked and checked once more. Each afternoon replayed the scene, a digital pause for evergreen. I scrolled through memes, I watched the rain, tried writing jokes that sounded plain. I posted things I hoped he'd see, just maybe tap or click on me. But like a train that skips your stop, he passed me by without a drop. No goodbye, no glitch, no lie, just my words, you saw them land, but left no trace, no wave, no hand. I wasn't hoping for a speech, just something simple, soft to reach. But silence rang and seasons passed, while petals fell a little fast. I pressed my phone like it might speak, but spring was gone in just 1 week. Save no thread, but still your silence lives instead. Inside a ping that made me spin, inside a spring I didn't win. So next time I might mail it old. No screens, no ticks, no taps to hold, just paper words with folded wings. At least they don't have a red receipt. You saw my words, you saw them land, but left no trace, no wave, no hand. I wasn't hoping for a speech, just something simple, soft and reach. But silence rang and seasons passed, while petals fell a little fast. I pressed my phone like it might speak, but spring was gone in just 1 week. Line read at 16:07, but I kept waiting until 11. Spring bloomed, then sighed, then disappeared, and left me here, exactly here. Same timing, same tile floor, shoes lined up by the locker door. The morning air had hints of spring. My fingers tugged the final string. He knelt beside, just half a beat. His laces quick, his posture neat. One glance, I thought, or maybe less, but silence dressed me nonetheless. He stood, he smiled, but not at me. His friends waved loud, then 1, 2, 3. He stepped ahead, the moment passed like sand that slipped through glass too fast. I held my breath, my shoes now tight, but courage shrank beneath the light. I watched his back grow far, not small, and said nothing. Like that says it all. Say something, just one word, one crack, but silence held my heels right back. He walked away like I'm not there, a ghost beside the morning air. I timed it all, the script, the scene, but left no mark, no trace, no mean. Just laces tight and lips sealed shut, and one more page of what if cut. His jacket swayed with perfect swing, a rhythm only mornings bring. My voice was prepped, my hand half raised, but fear rewound my mind, amazed that even in a space so near I couldn't call, I couldn't steer. He turned the bend, the world moved on, and once again my chance was gone. The bell rang out, the hallway stirred, while I replayed that missing word. Would I have cracked the sky apart, or just bounced off his busy heart? He didn't know the film I staged, the dialogue I left uncaged, but still I stood and didn't fight, and let the morning steal my light. Say something, just one word, one crack, but silence held my heels right back. He walked away like I'm not there, a ghost beside the morning air. I timed it all, the script, the scene, but left no mark, no trace, no mean. Just laces tight and lips sealed shut, and one more page of what if cut. Next time I'll trip, I'll drop my bag, fake a cough or wave a flag. Anything to pierce that veil where bravery's too thin and pale. But till then I'll just tie my shoes and hum the words I didn't use. They echo faint beneath my soul in tiny steps I never told. Say something, just one word, one crack, but silence held my heels right back. He walked away like I'm not there, a ghost beside the morning air. I timed it all, the script, the scene, but left no mark, no trace, no mean. Just laces tight and lips sealed shut, and one more page of what if cut. Blurring light still fills that space, but I still stand, same time, same place. One day I'll speak, won't just observe, and finally say the word I swerved. dance while the scene replayed. The way the hero's eyes betrayed. He nodded quick, his grin so wide. That same exact scene caught his pride. But then he said it light and clean. I saw it with my last week, I mean. A pause then laughs, I joined the sound. But something cracked beneath the ground. My smile still stood but lost its space. Like iced tea served in winter's face. He meant no harm, just tossed it in. A side note sealed with casual spin. But names can stab if timed just right. And hers was laced with frostbite light. I laughed like it was nothing much. But every syllable turned to touch. A name, a night, a seat they shared. And I was there just unprepared. He didn't see the shift in pitch. The way my heart had hit a glitch. Popcorn dreams and silver screen. But he'd already watched that scene. I changed the topic, played it cool. Did you like the twist with the jewel? He nodded fast, the spark still fresh. But all I saw was them enmeshed. 2 seats apart, yet worlds collide. I smiled again, let silence slide. Inside my chest, a freezer hums. While my best lines taste like crumbs. I saw the way his eyes lit up. Like neon soda in a cup. But that light didn't spark for me. It glowed from some old memory. And even if I stood right here, my voice just blurred behind her cheer. She's not around, but still she stays inside his past projection haze. I laughed like it was nothing much. But every syllable turned to touch. A name, a night, a seat they shared. And I was there just unprepared. He didn't see the shift in pitch. The way my heart had hit a glitch. Popcorn dreams and silver screen. But he'd already watched that scene. Next time I'll ask what snacks they had. Or was it loud? Was she that glad? Turn heartbreak into film critique. Pretend I'm sharp, not cracked and weak. But deep inside I'll bookmark this. The smile I gave, the warmth I miss. He watched the film but not my face. And missed the plot inside this space. I laughed like it was nothing much. But every syllable turned to touch. A name, a night, a seat they shared. And I was there just unprepared. He didn't see the shift in pitch. The way my heart had hit a glitch. Popcorn dreams and silver screen. But he'd already watched that scene. So roll the credits, fade to black. I'll be the scene they don't play back. He laughed, he smiled, we played the role. But she was still the leading soul. It's 4:03, the sky soft gray, the bus is late as always. Yeah, I stand a meter, maybe 2 from him in hoodie navy blue. My heart rehearses lines to fake like cold today or long lunch break. But he's absorbed, screen lit, and still just scrolling past my rising will. His thumb is fast, his world is flat. I count the cracks beneath the mat. The wind arrives, a secret hint. I fix my bangs, recheck my print. One glance, one nod would change the air. But I don't move, I just don't dare. He swipes again, the signal low. And I just fade into the flow. I'm here, I breathe, I share this spot. But you don't see what I am not. No glitch, no beep, no typing tone. Just someone wishing to be known. You look down, I look away. But we're still trapped in silent play. A bus stop scratch your head, adjust your back. I brace myself for some might tag, but you just turn and fix your chord. Still unaware you've struck a chord with someone right within your frame, yet nowhere near your daily game. No buzz, no call, no eye contact, just silence echoing intact. I'm here, I breathe, I share this spot, but you don't see what I am not. No glitch, no beep, no typing tone, just someone wishing to be known. You look down, I look away, but we're still trapped in silent play. A bus stop scene, two lives unseen, send all my thoughts left unlinked. If I were pixels, would you stare? Would avatars make you aware? Would I exist if I could scroll into your screen, into your role? But I'm just real, too soft, too shy, too analog to cross your sky. So I just wait for F15 and let this fade like static screen. I'm here, I breathe, I share this spot, but you don't see what I am not. No glitch, no beep, no typing tone, just someone wishing to be known. You look down, I look away, but we're still trapped in silent play. A bus stop scene, two lives unseen, send all my thoughts left unlinked. The bus arrives, the moment ends, we board as strangers, not as friends. He takes a seat, screen still aglow, and I sit quiet 2 rows below. Stack the sheets from 1 to 10, while outside burst the lunch bells, and the room was mine. The echo rang, a quiet stage before the clang. I heard his steps, heart skipped its cue. He smiled like stories might come true, and just before my breath could slide, he dropped the line that changed the ride. Teacher asked me to come help. He said it calm like something else. Not I saw you, not thought of you, just errands dressed in something true. He took some papers, knocked my hand, and stood so close but didn't land. My mind screamed fast, it's still okay, but I knew real from play by play. It wasn't you, it wasn't fate, it wasn't sparks or twisty breaks, just check marks on a duty list. No accident, no hint I missed. You didn't choose this tiny pause, it came from someone else's loss, and that's the part that hits the soul. I was a task, not someone's goal. He smiled again, polite, not slow, the kind you give to those you know. From class, from lists, from teachers' eyes, not one that shakes or melts or tries. I handed him a final page, my fingers cold despite the stage. He said things soft and turned to go. I didn't ask, I didn't show. My desk was neat but not my thought. 1,000 what if webs I caught. What if he came without a script? What if his smile had slightly slipped? But none of that was ever mine, just lines I sketched between the spine of paper piles and practice grace. He walked out, still I held my place. It wasn't you, it wasn't fate, it wasn't sparks or twisty breaks, just check marks on a duty list. No accident, no hint I missed. You didn't choose this tiny pause, it came from someone else's laws, and that's the part that hits the soul. I was a task, not someone's goal. If you had come on your own time, without the push, without the line, would silence still feel just as loud? Would I still blend into the crowd? But now I know, and that's enough. No fantasy, no tragic bluff, just truth dressed up in tidy tone. You came but never on your own. It wasn't you, it wasn't fate, it wasn't sparks or twisty breaks, just check marks on a duty list. No accident, no hint I missed. You didn't choose this tiny pause, Saw the desk, the perfect square, 2 chairs, 2 pens, fluorescent glare. I timed my walk like clockwork grace to land a spot beside his place. But someone else had claimed the sun, their bag already halfway done. She leaned in close like nothing big, while I just smiled and did the zig. I looped around a casual arc like I was cool, not missing sparks. Guess here is fine, I told my shoes. Well, every thought just turned to blues. He glanced my way a second beat, then turned and joked from his new seat. They laughed, they wrote, they matched so fast. I blinked my way through all I passed. I wanted left, I ended right. A simple step rewrote my night. It's fine, I lied with practice grace, while staring past his laughing face. No war, no tear, no crash, no scream, just me backstage of someone's dream. I let the moment drift and shake, seat taken, smile fake. Him a marker green, he twirled it like some movie scene. Their notes look fun, their voices clear, while I erased what brought me here. The desk I took had 3 loose legs, it creaked like gilt and plastic pegs, but still I drew a flawless graph, like all I'd lost was just a laugh. The teacher walked, the groups replied, he never once looked to my side. She tapped his arm to show a part, I watched like math could mend my heart. Our charts were due, I played the game, but everything felt not the same. His laugh too close, her pen too pink, my seat too safe to even think. I wanted left, I ended right. A simple step rewrote my night. It's fine, I lied with practice grace, while staring past his laughing face. No war, no tear, no crash, no scream, just me backstage of someone's dream. I let the moment drift and shake, seat taken, smile fake. Chairs could talk, if rows could bend, would I be bold and just pretend? Slide in with flair, erase the doubt, like whispering I called this out. But I just folded neat and still, obeyed the law of seating well, and told myself next time be fast, before the best seats never last. I wanted left, I ended right. A simple step rewrote my night. It's fine, I lied with practice grace, while staring past his laughing face. No war, no tear, no crash, no scream, just me backstage of someone's dream. I let the moment drift and shake, seat taken, smile fake. So next time I will claim the chair, not float like air, pretend I'm spare. But till then I'll just replay fate, the seat I missed, one laugh too late. Who do you like? They grin so wide, chalk dust dancing, lunch bell slide. I stirred my drink, I stirred the air, then tossed his name out like a dare. The table roared, the moment cracked, he looked at me, then leaned right back, a chuckle light, no shift, no flame, as if it never meant his name. I smiled too big, played off the heat, like this was just a midday beat. But something sank behind my teeth, like soda fizz that hides beneath. He laughed, not cruel, just clean and smooth, as if to say you know the truth. Not awkward, sharp, or even cold, just polished glass, too hard to hold. I made a joke, and he played smart, dodged every arrow from my heart. The silence hit right after laughs, like echoes bouncing broken graphs. He didn't flinch, he didn't freeze, just brushed it off with quiet ease. No need for words, no heavy part, I read the punchline in my heart. Returned, the moment passed, I walked away a bit too fast. My shoes hit tiles like offbeat drums, while everyone moved on with crumbs. They teased again, I danced along like nothing in that scene felt wrong. But even now my fingers twitch, like reaching for a lightless switch. He tossed a wrapper, missed the bin, I watched it fall like something thin. that joke I dropped still clung to me like sticky notes on dignity. He waved goodbye all clean on me like rain that never touched his feet. And I just smiled but practiced away a comic line with no replay. I made a joke and he played smart, dodged every arrow from my heart. The silence hit right after laughs like echoes bouncing broken graphs. He didn't flinch, he didn't freeze, just brushed it off with quiet ease. No need for words, no heavy part. I read the punchline in my heart. I'll name the stars instead, or claim I like the moon instead. It's safer there in cosmic jokes where no one cares what heart you poke. But even then, I'll think of how he heard it once and laughed somehow. That was his no sharp, no fight, just gentle silence wrapped in light. I made a joke and he played smart, dodged every arrow from my heart. The silence hit right after laughs like echoes bouncing broken graphs. He didn't flinch, he didn't freeze, just brushed it off with quiet ease. No need for words, no heavy part. I read the punchline in my heart. A name once said, now tucked away like notes you write but never say. He laughed, I smiled, then walked apart and kept the echo in my heart. So let the chorus fade to dim. My solo ends without a hymn. He sang with me, but never knew unison can lie to you. The music sheets all fluttered light like tiny flags before a fight. We stood in rows, rehearsed the lines between the flats and soaring climbs. His voice so near would brush my tone, a harmony I claimed alone. Each time our notes began to blend, my breath would stretch, then break, then mend. But after rest, when whisper sparked, he turned his head, his focus marked. She cracked a joke, he leaned to hear while I stayed stitched in song and fear. He never once looked back my way, just sang and laughed and looked away. My part was loud, my chest was tight, yet I was volume, not his light. We sang the same, but worlds apart. His melody knew not my heart. Our voices met, but not our eyes. I clung to sound, he chased replies. To her, not me, between the bars. She caught his words, I caught the stars. And though our notes aligned so true, unison is not a cue. We practiced lines that rose and fell. I watched his throat, each breathe and swell. The teacher waved, we tried again, while I drew hope from each refrain. He matched my pitch, I matched his time. We were a team in notes and rhyme, but outside rest and vocal grace, I couldn't find a single place. The lunch bell rang, the room went wide. She grabbed his sleeve, he walked beside. I hummed our part beneath my breath like some soft spell to word of death. But nothing changed, he didn't turn, just kept on walking sure and stern. I stayed behind with chords and dreams while he replayed her movie scenes. We sang the same, but worlds apart. His melody knew not my heart. Our voices met, but not our eyes. I clung to sound, he chased replies. To her, not me, between the bars. She caught his words, I caught the stars. And though our notes aligned so true, unison is not a cue. One day this song will fade, retire. Our seats dissolve, the notes expire. But I'll still hear that second beat when his voice made my chest repeat. He'll never know the chords I kept, the way I swelled, the way I wept. The sunlight gleamed through window glass, a golden pause that dared to pass. He sat alone, his gaze locked tight on folded pages, morning light. I blinked once more, then saw the name. That title line, just read the same. The spine I hugged for nights and rain now rested in his hands so plain. I knew that line, page 42, the test that breaks the scene in two. My fingers twitched, my voice froze fast, but stalled before the breath could last. He turned a page so calm, so still, while I just watched against my will. No opening, no perfect cue, just second thoughts and skies too blue. He read the words I just let go, the ones that made my heart beat slow. A world we both had walked inside, yet I stood out too shy to stride. The sun declared we could have met, but I became a silhouette. We shared a book but not a look, a chapter lost I never took. My desk was near, I leaned halfway, as if to stretch or smile or say, that part was wild, or did you guess? But silence dressed me in its press. I whispered quotes inside my head, and wished he'd nod at what I said. But fiction's bold and I was not. The plot moved on, the moment shot. The bell chimed soft, the morning moved. He bookmarked fade and slightly soothed his thumb against the final fold, while I let all my chances mold. Could have said I love that end, instead I watched the scene pretend that I was brave, and he replied, but daydreams don't reverse the tide. He read the words I just let go, the ones that made my heart beat slow. A world we both had walked inside, yet I stood out too shy to stride. The sun declared we could have met, but I became a silhouette. We shared a book but not a look, a chapter lost I never took. Next time I'll speak before it fades, before the plotline re-upgrades, before a silence claims the scene and leaves me grasping what has been. I'll say the line, I'll take the role, not just observe from quiet soul. But till that day I'll bookmark this, the page where courage gave a miss. He read the words I just let go, the ones that made my heart beat slow. Oh, what we both had walked inside, yet I stood out too shy to stride. The sun declared we could have met, but I became a silhouette. We shared a book but not a look, a chapter lost I never took. And maybe now he's chapters in, while I'm still stuck where I begin. A novel shared, a silent hook. I close my heart and miss the book. I saw it by the empty seat, a pen kept scuffed by moving feet. His name was written faint but clear, like someone whispered it too near. I picked it up, my steps rehearsed, a simple quest, no fame, no burst, but every heartbeat made it loud, like I was walking through a crowd. He turned around, no pause, no doubt, as if he knew what it's about. Thanks a lot, he said, all light, his grin a beam in morning white. It hit me soft, it hit me square, like sunshine someone didn't spare. And though I blushed and blinked too fast, his smile was built to always last. He smiled the way he always does, for teachers, friends and strangers, 'cause that's just his face, his easy glow, a kindness anyone can know. I hope to man a note for me, a shift to spark a secret key, but I was just a passing thread. He smiled, I smiled, and that was said. chatting page in hand, while I stood still like weathered sand. It wasn't cold, it wasn't cruel, it just obeyed some hidden rule, where some were seen and some were swept by smiles too wide to ever kept. She joked beside, he laughed the same. Another light, another flame. The way he tilted bent his brow, like nothing's different here and now. And I can't claim, it can't defend that I was more than just the blend of acts he's played 100 times, while I wrote poems between the lines. He smiled the way he always does, for teachers, friends, and strangers, 'cause that's just his face, his easy glow, a kindness anyone can know. I hoped it meant a no for me, a shift to spark a secret key, but I was just a passing thread. He smiled, and that was said. If he had frowned or missed the cue, would I have felt this twisted too? Was I just chasing static light, expecting fire from borrowed night? But maybe next time I'll just say, don't smile unless you mean to stay. Then run before he even speaks, before I count those phantom weeks. He smiled the way he always does, for teachers, friends, and strangers, 'cause that's just his face, his easy glow, a kindness anyone can know. I hoped it meant a no for me, a shift to spark a secret key, but I was just a passing thread. He smiled, and that was said. Some smiles are doors and some are glass, they let you look but never pass, and his was clear and bright and true, but never meant to open through. The gym door side, the sky turned red. My sneakers slow the hall ahead. Then suddenly, with calm and ease, he passed and said it like a breeze. Good job today, just that, no more. But something bloomed behind my core. One little line tossed light and plain, lit up my chest like window pane. I floated 3 soft steps, then paused, as if my name had We tied for fifth, the numbers tight. I saw his name right next to mine. A silent thrill, a perfect line. I clutched my notes, the ones I made. Each formula, each verb I laid. Maybe this time he might ask to read the pages of my task. Spun just one desk down. He shared his grade without a frown. She opened hers, they matched mistake. I watched the lines begin to break. He leaned in close, they drew their charts. Compared the graphs, compared the parts. My notebook stayed in perfect stack. Unread, untouched, face to the back. Same score, same test, same sleepless nights. But you chose her to trade your rights. My ink dried slow with no request, while hers got praise and jokes and rest. You never asked what helped me climb, just saw my name, ignored the rhyme. Two minds in sync but never staged. We tied in rank, not on the page. I sharpened all my colored pens, timed my reviews in 3s and 10s. I circled notes in midnight haze and built my margin like a maze. But he just scrolled through someone's sheet while mine stayed blank beneath my seat. The same results, a different stage. His eye skipped right across my page. About a grammar slip and shared some snack with easy grip. He marked a box, she crossed it too. Their pens were dancing deja vu. And though my answers matched his own, he never called or checked my zone. Not even once to glance or say, how did you solve it this weird way? Same score, same test, same sleepless nights. But you chose her to trade your rights. My ink dried slow with no request, while hers got praise and jokes and rest. You never asked what helped me climb, just saw my name, ignored the rhyme. Two minds in sync but never staged. We tied in rank, not on the page. Maybe I'm lines too hard to read, too quiet with a sharper speed. Maybe my margins scare you off, too crisp, too clean, no room to scoff. But one day when your answers fail and charm runs thin like paper pale, you'll search for truth inside a glance and find my pages in advance. Same score, same test, same sleepless nights. But you chose her to trade your rights. My ink dried slow with no request, while hers got praise and jokes and rest. You never asked what helped me climb, just saw my name, ignored the rhyme. Two minds in sync but never staged. We tied in rank, not on the page. So let me keep my notes unread, the quiet paths I always tread. You looked for answers wrapped in stage, but skipped the girl who wrote the peg. The roof hummed soft, the skies fell slow. A sudden shower mid-echo. I ran beneath the still arc frame to where the chord forgot its name. And there he stood alone like me, 2 footsteps shy from symmetry. His hair was damp, his gaze half set. The world went mute, my chance went. Floor was still, the kind of pause that time can't fill. He checked his phone, I checked my shoe. We both ignored the quiet cue. I thought of jokes, of small hellos, of weather talk or team logos. But all I breathed was dusty air, while raindrops mocked my silent stare. We stood beneath the perfect scene, 2 lines unlinked yet in between. No sound, no words, just waiting space. No storm could break our nervous pace. He glanced once left, I looked once right. The silence louder than the night. We shared the rain, but not our names. Just empty corks and inner flames. betrayed. The voice I'd filed and never played. He tapped his screen, his bag slid down, his hoodie tugged in rain slick brown. He didn't smile, didn't retreat, just stayed a statue made of heat. And I rehearsed my 1,000 lines in perfect rhythm, perfect times, but every breath just passed me by while clouds rewraps the pale gray sky. His hand brushed back a fallen strand. I nearly waved my shaking hand, but words got trapped like songs unsung. Too late, too soft, too tightly strung. We stood beneath the perfect scene, 2 lines unliked yet in between. No sound, no words, just waiting space. No storm could break our nervous pace. He glanced once left, I looked once right. The silence louder than the night. We shared the rain, but not our names, just empty chords and inner flames. What if I said just one cliche like rain again, huh? Just to stay. What if he laughed or turned to speak? Would thunder fold or curtains creak? But now the clouds had cleared their throat and time resumed its ticking note. He walked away, the puddles dry, and I stood still beneath goodbye. We stood beneath the perfect scene, 2 lines unliked yet in between. No sound, no words, just waiting space. No storm could break our nervous pace. He glanced once left, I looked once right. The silence louder than the night. We shared the rain, but not our names, just empty chords and inner flames. So now I wait for storms to come, not for the rain, but what I shunned. A moment wrapped in silver gray, where all I lost was what I'd say. It wasn't wrapped in silver shine, just paper hearts and dotted line. A corner curl, a fold too neat, placed carefully beneath his seat. Not brave, not bold, but kinda shy. A sugar cube with butterfly. No name attached, just hope compressed inside a treat. My hands confess. All day I track the ticking hands while rumors spread like rubber bands. Girls giggled soft, exchanged their sweets with secret grins and shifting seats. I smiled too, I played along, pretended mine was just as strong. But every glance toward profile was counting silence, nothing more. I left him something small, discreet, a wish disguised in chocolate heat. But when the bell rang, truth was bare. His desk held nothing, just cold air. Did he unwrap and throw away, or never saw it? Walked away, no thank you note, no subtle grin, just empty wood and what had been. The scent still clung around my sleeve, like Coco wouldn't dare to leave. I thought I saw him pause once near, but maybe that was just unclear. The wrapper crinkled in my dreams, now sounds like doubts and split up seams. I tied it twice, the ribbon red, but maybe wrong in what it said. He talked with friends like nothing changed. The board was filled, the chairs arranged, and I sat still with lips half pressed, as if my voice had failed the test. I planned it like no strings, no weight, just one soft smile to decorate. But now it felt like I had screamed and no one heard the sugar dream. I left him something small, discreet, a wish disguised in chocolate heat. But when the bell rang, truth was bare. His desk held nothing, just cold air. Did he unwrap and throw away, or never saw it? Walked away, no thank you note, no subtle grin, just empty wood and what had been. sit there and couldn't look, just wouldn't care. But even now I taste the blend of hope that didn't get to end, of courage sealed in sugar shell that never made it out too well. I left him something small, discreet, a wish disguised in chocolate heat. But when the bell rang, truth was bare. His desk held nothing, just cold air. Did he unwrap and throw away, or never saw it, walked away? No thank you, no subtle grin, just empty wood and what had been. Still I would do it all the same, for one soft chance to speak my name. Even if he tossed that piece aside, at least I tried, at least I tried. It started like a harmless game. A friend just asked, then called his name. Hey, got someone you like or what? The kind of tease that fills the gut. He tilted back, then bit his grin. A slow reply from deep within, and with a shrug that stole the room, he said that secret sealed with bloom. But where he smiled was not my way. His eyes had danced toward lighter play. Not near my desk, not in my lane, just past my hopes and through my brain. He didn't flinch, he didn't lie, but truth was clear inside that sigh. A secret's fine until you know that you're not where those glances go. He smiled like secrets couldn't burn, but mine went wild at every turn. The joke was light, the room stayed bright, while I collapsed just out of sight. He said it smooth, he played it clean, but I fell through that in between. The truth he didn't say was loud, and I just vanished in the crowd. We laughed along, we played We laughed along, we played pretend. I drew a line I couldn't bend. I marked the moment, filed it tight. The way he looked through me in light. No name was said, no love declared, but something soft was still impaired. He didn't know he cast that net, but I'm the one who won't forget. My pen kept moving down the page, while silence roared inside its cage. The chalkboard faded into blur. I watched him glance once more at her, and every maybe turned to no. With every smirk he didn't throw. No need for proof or bold confess. The truth arrives in quietness. He smiled like secrets couldn't burn, but mine went wild at every turn. The joke was light, the room stayed bright, while I collapsed just out of sight. He said it smooth, he played it clean, but I fell through that in between. The truth he didn't say was loud, and I just vanished in the crowd. I wish he lied or looked at me just once to stir uncertainty. But secrets wrapped in practice charm still leave the sharpest kind of harm. I don't need answers, not today, just fewer glances cast away, and maybe one that lands like fate instead of truth that hits too late. He smiled like secrets couldn't burn, but mine went wild at every turn. That joke was light, the room stayed bright, while I collapsed just out of sight. He said it smooth, he played it clean, but I fell through that in between. The tree didn't say was loud, and I just vanished in the crowd. So next time someone asks him that, I'll brace myself, adjust my hat. Let secrets sit like silent knives while I keep walking through these lives. window hummed with April haze. Chalk dust caught Todd in solar rays. He stood out there, all breeze and stance, a statue framed by spring's romance. My desk was third from right, row two, the only view I ever knew. He didn't talk, he didn't play, just stared somewhere the other way. His collar danced, his shadow spun like he was built out of the sun. A soccer ball near idle feet, yet he just stayed too calm to need. I leaned against the window's edge while cherry petals hit the ledge. Each one said look, but he did not. My gaze a satellite forgot. I watched him like a silent screen, projecting thoughts he's never seen. A theater show he didn't buy, but I paid full with every sigh. He stood, the world moved all around, yet never once turned at the sound of heartbeats tapping glass too loud. Invisible inside a crowd. The teacher called, the room replied. I stayed behind my seeing guide, pretending notes but tracing shape of backs that never try escape. He scratched his neck, looked to the tree, a gesture that unraveled me. If he had turned just once by fluke, would I have waved or stayed a spook? My fingers wrote in backward ink letters I'd lose before I think. Nice jacket, cool hair, you okay? All swallowed by the glass that day. And when he laughed, though not at me, I laughed too, echo silently. The pain between was thin and mean, a lens that blurred what might have been. I watched him like a silent screen, projecting thoughts he's never seen. A theater show he didn't buy, but I paid full with every sigh. He stood, the world moved all around, yet never once turned at the sound of heartbeats tapping glass too loud. Invisible inside a crowd. Tomorrow I might crack the code, step out the frame, delete this mode, say something bold through Windows breach, like hey, the sky is in your reach. But maybe I won't need that storm, just knowing I was part of form, that someone stood where light was caught and painted spring with every thought. I watched him like a silent screen, projecting thoughts he's never seen. A theater show he didn't buy, but I paid full with every sigh. He stood, the world moved all around, yet never once turned at the sound of heartbeats tapping glass too loud. Invisible inside a crowd. He never turned, and that's okay. Some roles are meant to watch, not play. But still I hope beyond the glass I wasn't just another class.